After your husband died, did you begin a friendly relationship with the defendant?
Yes.
In what year?
2016.
And did you let him have a relationship with your son?
Not with me around. I was around when he was around my son. They were never together alone.
So the three of you were together.
Right.
Where would you go?
We'd be at my house, or we'd go to his house.
Or
Sky Zone.
ever go out for dinner, lunch?
We went to Pizza Hut like one time.
And then you became involved with a new boyfriend.
Yeah, after I had to get a protection order.
What year?
2018.
So after 2 years, according to what I read in your papers, you were having some issues with your son.
Right.
And according to you, you thought it best to curtail the interaction with the defendant. He got angry and wrote some very nasty things to you.
Right.
As a result of that, you filed for a protective order.
Correct.
I'd like to see what he wrote to you. Well, this is what he said to you. He must have said some terrible things to you because he apologized in this long email.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you stop answering his telephone calls?
My son was diagnosed with autism, and he has therapy, and I don't always carry my phone into the building with me because sometimes I need both of my hands to control him into his therapy, and I was there a long period of time, and I couldn't get to my phone in my van in a timely manner to please the defendant, and he got angry. And I had a bunch of voicemails and text messages.
Who is this gentleman?
That is my fiance.
How old is your son, Miss Compton?
He turned 10 in September.
And you and your husband separated in 2012.
Correct.
So he's really been without a father for a very long time. Did your husband have substantial time with him? Did you share custody with him?
We shared custody. He loved his son a lot, and
Did his son see him regularly right before he died?
Yes.
What did he die from?
He died of heart problems.
I'm dismissing your case, Ms. Compton, because I don't think that the defendant brought a frivolous lawsuit. I actually don't believe the fact that you didn't have relations with him while you were married at a time when it was possible. Now, the strongest presumption in the law is that of legitimacy, which is if two people are married, a child born during that marriage is presumed to be the father of that child. There are many states where they won't even order a blood test against the wishes of a father. All I can say to you is only you and the defendant know whether there was a possibility that the defendant could be the child's biological father. If he is the child's biological father, and it seemed to me he was involved in your life for a couple of years, your son's name is Lucas?
Yes.
And if Lucas has issues, you'll have to make a decision whether or not, because the courts have already dismissed your case with prejudice, which means you can't bring it again. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
How many times did you go to court after you filed the case?
I went to court the one time, and they were supposed to do a DNA test, and then they canceled it because they said there's a stipulation, and I had to pass the stipulation.
What kind of stipulation?
You got to file within 2 years. And I really don't like the way they got that law because it's like, I'll never know if it is my child. I mean,
in any event, Ms. Compton, it's up to you. You know, your son is young and he has issues. You'll have to make a decision. The decision is actually only yours to make as to whether or not you want to independently conduct a DNA test to determine whether or not the defendant is Lucas's biological father, since his legal father is dead and he no longer has a legal father to rely on. It's up to you to determine whether or not, if he has a biological father, whether it might not be in his best interest to be involved with that biological father. Do you understand?
Yes.
Great. Case is dismissed. I don't think that the lawsuit was frivolous.